Hi everyone, hope you're well. It's Monday the 8th of July 2013 and the weather's really nice again today. I think that's just a standard default setting now, is the weather is always nice at the moment. So because of that, I'm going to have to try and get used to getting down to work and concentrating when the weather's incredibly nice outside, because I did read a bit of Song of Ice and Fire outside, and but it's also next door. Have got like workmen banging about and stuff during the day a bit, so that kind of makes it difficult to concentrate as well. But I did get some stuff done eventually. I got up a bit earlier, and that's always a good thing because I can I just have those extra hours to mess about for a bit before getting down to actually doing something productive. So I did quite a lot of going over the rules for my dice game. As you know, I've said before, I'm trying to clean them up and tweak them and stuff and add little bits in to try and make them better so that I'm happy with them. And I've made good progress on that today. I feel like I cleaned up, the wording of the rules a lot, and since the simplification, which then allows me to analyse the gameplay as such, as in, what decisions do the players get to make, how many kind of features are there in a gameplay in terms of these are all the different things that you decide each turn. So that it feels like a kind of engaging game, although it's the rules look deceptively simple, but then when you actually get into it, there's lots of, there's like a handful of different decisions and considerations and stuff that you have to make, so that's cool. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I think I might even be happy with that by the end of today if I do a bit more, and then I can and then I feel confident enough about it to carry on finishing off the project and doing the last couple of tasks that I need to do for it. So what else? I saw a YouTube channel today called Thug Notes when I was procrastinating and browsing around, and it's a guy who does academic summaries of classic literature, but in as a kind of gangster rapper kind of character. And it's really funny. It's really good as well because the actual content of the video is proper. It's a proper summary of the books, and it's proper information about what the themes and stuff of the story are, but it is narrated in kind of gangster lingo, which is just really good. So go and check that out. It's pretty funny. And I think the URL for that is, I think the channel name is just Thug Notes. And what else have I put here? Oh yeah, I was also thinking, oh wait a minute, there's a siren, ironically enough. I was also thinking with those videos on that channel that they are actually a really good example of what I think good YouTube videos should be, where there's good content, but it's also extremely entertaining, and it's also under 5 minutes, and also notably he just says subscribe at the end and that's it, and there's no overuse of loads of links and stuff. It just kind of sells itself because it's really good content. And that's one of the things I've been thinking about, trying to think of better content ideas, is if you have something really good, there's also I have this file where I list all the different things that each video should have, and I'm starting to think that there's a million, and there's millions of things that you can do to your video to help promote it, cross-linking and playlists and optimum social media promotion and everything, and I just think if a video's really good, it just goes viral on its... viral's a horrible word, but because it's overused, but If a video is really good, it should just be popular on its own. And you should just be able to say, hey, subscribe on the end, and that's all you need to do. The video just does all the work for itself, and that's and it's also a lot less work. It can be very stressful trying to do all these different technical things to try and push your content. And I would argue, my love-hate relationship with LPs, and despite a lot of LPs being genuinely entertaining, I do feel like a lot of these, it's a super mega uber successful LPs and stuff have a lot of that. Oh, here's a link to 3 other videos on the end, and here's a playlist, and here's all this kind of technical stuff to kind of maximize the views on them. And it makes me wonder, and yeah, some people are very successful at it, are complete masters at all this kind of complicated linking and stuff. And I do wonder if that's partly why the videos are so successful. It's just because they're optimized. But actually, if you make something that's got a wide audience and is genuinely entertaining, then you don't need to do all of that. It's just a thought anyway. Maybe I'll talk about that more in the future. And also today I've been trying to get back into learning Japanese again, because I've been really slacking. I've been kind of reviewing kanji every day still, but only kind of reviewing kanji I already know and not kind of learning new ones. I've been slacking on my vocab, and I also need to... I spent far too much time learning loads of random vocab, and I really kind of need to start from basics with just learning a whole load of sentences, because I know I know certain sentences and stuff, and I can piece bits together. But I've read a lot of stuff where they say you should just learn sentence after sentence after sentence, and then you learn the words in that sentence naturally from learning the sentence, and then you also understand grammar through knowing lots of sentences and all sorts of stuff, and you can speak in full sentences. And I think if I was suddenly found myself in Japan tomorrow, I would be speaking like Tarzan. I would be pointing at stuff and going, buy, like, can I buy, and just pointing at, like, bus, where is, and stuff, because I just know words, but I don't know proper sentences. So I'm trying to sort that out. So I'm trying to get back into learning it. It's a really good website called All Japanese All the Time, AJATT.com. And I read a lot of that. It's really good. Go and check it out if you're interested. But so I'm trying to listen to Japanese music all the time and stuff again, like I used to, just to have that kind of vibe and passive learning business going on as well, on top of proper learning as well. But it helps to immerse yourself, and you just pick little bits up here and there passively, as well as learning stuff in a focused way. So anyway, I think that's all I've got to talk about today. Run over a bit. This isn't under 5 like I'm being trying to do. But I hope you're well, and I will see you tomorrow. And it never works, because you know what it is? I click stop, but I'm focused on my notes file rather than my camera program thing. Okay, I'll stop it now. I'll see you tomorrow.